going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the NBA Slate Starter podcast. I'm Eric, joined with my buddy Ryan as we break down Wednesday's 9-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings, FanDuel, and our sponsor, Yahoo. Golden State, that worked out. I'd say the starting lineup was a little bit wonky. Kuminga and Gary Payton both got there, even though they were crazy high-owned, not starting, but very few guys were going to be in that rotation. I didn't completely hate it, but ended up on a lot more Lee, a lot more Juan Toscano-Anderson. That game's just getting over. We'll see if Jordan Poole can get back out there in the last 4 or 5 minutes. It's like a 5-point game here right now. Maybe he can get you over that 50 mark, but my God, definitely came to fruition, but Nikola Jokic did not. Talk to me about your night, Ryan.
Yeah, not enough Taurean Prince to take me there. So unfortunately, no.
It's like 0.36%.
I'm telling you, if you played him, you're going to win. And you're going to win it all if you played him. So Taurean Prince balled out. I wish I had him, just being honest. More importantly, Bam Adebayo with the ultimate flop lag game. Bird me last night. Didn't really want to land on him. I really liked going to Giannis. Jokic was disappointing. But we'll see. There's still 4 or 5 minutes left in this game. Maybe some of these guys like Damian Lee and Moses Moody kind of separate themselves. They're there, but I think you could have pivoted off of them in some spots. It'll work out for you. And Gary Trent is balling the F out. Gary Trent is just absolutely balling at this moment. 33 real life points in 40 minutes. Dude is on a mission right now. Put him in the 3-point contest. He deserves to be in there.
Yeah, this is absurd. He comes back from, I don't think it was COVID. It was an injury, right? He had something going on with him on the front end, or was it COVID?
I'm not sure. But
I just know he was out for a while, and then you had Precious Achiuwa starting, and it seems like as soon as Gary Trent got back, he had some superpowers or something.
Yeah, that he did. Ironically, him and Moses Moody lead the way in 3-pointers made tonight. I think they both have 6, if I'm not mistaken.
That's just absolutely bonkers. But Moses Moody, a surprising start yesterday, played serviceable, playing very serviceable tonight with everybody out. I'm excited to kind of see how that game finishes. Ooh, it's a 2-point game. Moses Moody, defensive rebound. Lonnie Walker blocking Jordan Poole. So Jordan Poole back on the floor, 3 minutes to go in that one. I'm going to enjoy sweating that one here. Obviously, you guys don't care about that because that doesn't apply to tomorrow. What does apply to us and to tomorrow, smash that like button, subscribe button, notification bell if you're watching us on YouTube and if you're listening to us on your favorite platform, wherever that may be, specifically Spotify and Apple, though, because that's where you're able to leave us 5-star reviews. That makes us very happy. I think we've got a free roll that's going to be posted again tomorrow. I just can't believe how nice Yahoo is to us, how nice they are to you as the player. Lowest rake, lowest management fees across the industry. So check them out here. But I don't want to dilly-dally too much. We've got 9 games, lots to get to. And, I've got a dog to go tend to. Renpack, you ready to get going, my interesting buddy?
Let's ride.
Is that P? Are you pushing P?
Am I pushing P? I mean, you're only pushing P when you're winning, right? When you come in first place is when you're pushing P. Or you're profitable.
I think there might be a sweat tonight.
You're profitable. You're pushing P. So let's ride. Let's definitely ride.
I think you might be pushing P tonight, my friend. Looking at the top end of we'll see. We got time. We'll see. Luka Doncic 11-6 up top there. James Harden 11-2 here on a back-to-back. We'll see if, he had a hand deal. I think that makes me a little less concerned. He's got 8-4-2 right now, 9:26 left. They're down 6. Again, I'm just simply analyzing from the standpoint of we shall see if he plays on this back-to-back. I would assume there's no issue with him, though. But Kyrie Irving would be extremely interesting on any of these road spots, so long as he's good to go, going up against Sacramento or James Harden, obviously 11-2. Sacramento looks enticing. LeBron there, 11K. He's doubtful. So we're going to have to be talking about all of these Lakers pieces once again on this slate. Lots to get to with them. John Morant, 10-5. I know you think he's a 9K player. I think he's a 10K player, but I don't know about a 10-5 player. That's pushing it. 10-1, Kyrie Irving. He could push P if there's no James Harden. LaMelo Ball, 9,500. Russell Westbrook, 9,400. God, at least I don't have to roster that fool tomorrow. Talk to me about the top end of guard.
Yeah, top end of guard. John Morant, obviously, has earned every bit of this 10-5 price tag. I think, honestly, he's a 9-5 guy. He's been balling out. He's a really good player. Don't get me wrong. Price tag shouldn't always indicate how talented of a player John Morant is. He should get MVP votes this year. He's deserving of those MVP votes. But on this size of slate, when you can go to a guy like Harden, who's $700 away from him, Doncic seems a little too expensive at 11.6. But those guys like Harden and Doncic, you can definitely get the upside there. We still get Russ Westbrook 9-4 in a Portland spot. He should eat, and I will be willing to go well above the field on Russ. I know it didn't
Oh
really
my.
pan out for us the other night in Charlotte, but I'll be going back to Russ. No issues there. I prefer Russ to Kyrie, just outright kind of in the situation. No issues going to Russ. LaMelo Ball at 9,500. I've been buying into this last second push for the All-Star game and still will be going into that at $9,500. Now, let's see the next tier guys. De'Aaron Fox is there, Karis LeVert, Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton's too expensive. I think he at 8,500. I know he had some great games. It's a Brooklyn matchup. He's a great assist rate, but if Fox comes back, he's way too expensive. Even if Fox isn't there, I think I'd rather just prefer LeVert around him. I don't mind if you want to spend a little bit lower to guys like a Josh Giddey at 6,800 in an Indiana matchup. Everyone eats against Indiana. I think Terry Rozier is fine to take some chances on. CJ McCollum, I continue to chase for that 50-point game with it just hasn't happened, but I'll be going there tomorrow. Going down and spending all the way down, I think it's a little more difficult. We did get word Malik Monk did start. Spencer Dinwiddie on a back-to-back, no Beal. I think we can go back to him against Philly. No issues going to him. And Jalen Suggs sub 6K against Indiana. Eats against Indiana.
Everybody does eat against them. High in pace, going to be looking pretty darn good there. As you said, Malik Monk, 5,300, I think looks pretty darn good, probable there. Russ Westbrook over the field. I don't know how much more I can take, Ryan. My bankroll can't take any more of this abuse. It is just not, it's not fun. And again, he didn't burn me, but he definitely didn't win a lot of people tournaments. Even like, what was he, 8,500 over on DK, 48.5. I guess he was in some winning lineups, but like, he's so frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, those are the type of plays you want to be ahead of the field on, the plays that piss people off. And when you win, you push and pee.
Luka Doncic is 11-2 over on FanDuel. John Morant's 10-2 there. James Harden 10-5, where you're able to roster him shooting guard, small forward. Kyrie 9,800 with dual shooting guard and point guard eligibility as well. LaMelo up to 8,800. Praise be and the Saints be praised. Oh, but Russell Westbrook's 8,500. That's going to be pretty popular. De'Aaron Fox. Remind me if you've heard this before. He's questionable. Tyrese Halliburton would be awesome at 7,600. Specifically a FanDuel play for me. I believe that's what it was a couple nights ago. I think it continues to be true here. But Spencer didn't win 1,500. Just going right back to the well. Why not? It's absurd. Talk to me about guard on FanDuel.
Looking over there on FanDuel, I mean, a lot of similar guys obviously have tournament winning upside. But just looking up top, you get a little bit cheaper with Harden here. I like going to him. I even liked him tonight against a tough Phoenix matchup. But it's tough not to avoid Russ Westbrook in a Portland spot. I love going to that price tag at 8,500. Look, it's Russ. I know he showed a great burst towards the end of that game there. I expect more of that. And they just need to play more games together, those guys. I think they can figure it out. I hope they can. The Lakers have been disappointing. But around him, you do get a LaMelo Ball. I like that. Cheapers, Karis LeVert. I like going to him. Man, Karis LeVert and Russ Westbrook definitely lead the way there. But looking around that price range, I think, Josh Giddey, yet again, only 6K. Man, if he was so popular the other night, he's going to be mega owned tomorrow. Holy. I'm just like thinking in my head how to manage this Josh Giddey ownership against the Dallas matchup. Dallas, tough on the other side of things, but Giddey just balls out with no Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. So Giddey's going to be a staple.
Except for last game.
He still got there. He got the double.
Still did get there.
Yeah. So he was 5,700 and he only went up $300. Now around him, you do have Spencer Dinwiddie, 5,900. Only point guard though. Giddey does have shooting guard eligibility. But if you're looking to like allocate your salary, so it's how it kind of pans out. Yeah, it's going to be the Giddey show yet again. Looks like we're going to have to Giddey up.
Giddy up, baby. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I was just playing devil's advocate and, put that 1-0 Eric interrupting Ryan on this podcast. Had to do it. Anything else on FanDuel?
Just taking a look. Guys, you can take some shots on around their price tags, I think. Karis LeVert, like I mentioned earlier, I think is fine. Jordan Clarkson will be a great pivot off of guys like Dinwiddie and Josh Giddey at 5,700 in this type of slate. Denver tough matchup, but no issues going to Jordan Clarkson. He seems like a nice pivot off of them.
117, 114, and now it's 118, 117. Now it's 119, 118. Golden State, San Antonio. They are going nuts here to finish out this game. Been really entertaining. Jordan Poole playing just phenomenal basketball. Now he's up to, I believe, 50. He's got 50 spots.
Shout out to Michigan.
Shout out to Michigan. In the absence of THJ, you'll take anything Michigan you can get, right?
Sorry, Tim Hardaway Jr.
Sorry. Well, yeah, he's out for a while.
Oh, right? He's out. Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're saying it like that, yeah. I like Tim Hardaway Jr. I actually met him a handful of times.
Yeah, he seems like a great dude. He's very good at scoring a basketball, especially.
He's a very nice guy. He was very polite to my mom once in an elevator, and she was like, "Wow, NBA players are very nice." I was like, "Yeah, he went to Michigan." And she was like, "Ah, that makes a lot more sense." She thinks
you can't say stuff like that. The comment section exists. The YouTube comment section exists. You really need to learn not to do that. But I love you.
It was in the elevator, if that helps.
Oh, it doesn't if it's locked. Luka Doncic, $52. James Harden, $51. John Morant, $45. LaMelo Ball, $39. Kyrie Irving, $39. That's pretty appealing, but my God, Russell Westbrook, $35 is just way too cheap for Yahoo. Josh Giddey's $28. That's going to be popular, but at least Cole Anthony, Tyrese Maxey, some guys next to him, you got to think about it a little bit. Jalen Brunson just burned the universe. He could do it. I didn't even talk about Desmond Bane, because I don't want to, because all he does is put up 50 spots when I don't roster him and does nothing when I do. So if you can get him right, congratulations to you. I'm probably not going there. But pay attention to some of the injury news. We just saw Denver get ran out of the gym. They're playing Utah on the road now on a back-to-back. That can't be enjoyable. But the guy I'm going to bring up, Davion Mitchell, $12. He has been a Yahoo-specific play for 3 straight slates. All he's done is put up 29, 29, and 33 over there. $12. That tag will not change, so therefore I will keep rostering him if there is no De'Aaron Fox. Talk to me about Yahoo guard.
You said he's $12?
He is $12.
But you know who's $10? Kemba Walker.
Pushing P.
Kemba Walker is $10 tomorrow. But no, let's take a look at Yahoo. There's a ton of spend down options. So, I mean, highlighting the spending up top, I think guys who stick out to me, Russ at 35, definitely a priority over there. Karis LeVert, 30. De'Aaron Fox, if he goes, is 32. McCollum is only $30 as well. So that might not be all that necessary to spend down. I think a balanced approach could definitely pan out. Guys like Clarkson is $20. He's pretty appealing at that price tag. Josh Giddey seems priced appropriately at 28. Man, I don't know if we'll ever get a Kevin Porter Jr. upside game, but is it against his former team that gave up on him against Cleveland? I like that narrative for KPJ, and I think I'm going to target it. I know it's a Cleveland tough matchup, but KPJ seems like he got some revenge in him. But looking all the way down, there's a ton of $10 plays, $13 and lower. There's a Evan Fournier. We saw Aaron Holiday get the start. We've seen Reggie Bullock get some more minutes with no Tim Hardaway Jr., Kemba, Davion Mitchell, Gary Harris, Trey Mann's there, Isaac Okoro's there. All these guys are spend down options if you need to go there. And their upside, I think the highest guy who has the upside is definitely Davion Mitchell. But I don't mind if you want to spend another dollar to a guy like Cody Martin as well. So
I like Cody Martin. Cody Martin, that's kind of a weird guy to like as much as what we do slate to slate, but I think he makes a lot of sense here. Once again, I don't know if we really talked about the Charlotte stuff that much here. Kelly Oubre questionable again. I just think that definitely makes sense, but it sounds like he's going to be available to play. We shall see. But Kelly Oubre actually would be somebody to kind of randomly throw out. We'll talk him at forward, but you know what I want to talk right now, Ryan? You Yahoo users. Why wouldn't I ask you guys? Come on now. If you haven't signed up at Yahoo right now, I don't know what you're waiting for. Now is the best time to go join over at Yahoo. And why? Because you get 1 free month of Awesemo plus Platinum. And a couple of months ago, we were running 2 months of this. Well, this is 1 month, but that is still a $90 value. It doesn't get any better than this. I can't believe we're still running this promotion, to be honest, but we are, because Yahoo is very, very generous and can't tell you enough how great their prize pools are, their payout structure, and specifically lowest rake, also known as management fee, that you're going to find anywhere in the industry. That makes them an automatic target. You need to be you need to be playing over there. You need to go over there and check out all of these contests. And then you get that free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum, not just NBA, but NFL for the Super Bowl and Pro Bowl. You're going to have MMA content, PGA content, every esport. I mean, we have projections. If there are DFS contests for it, we have content for it. Check it out. Stop guessing, start winning. Join Awesemo Plus, but do it through this Yahoo promotion. Thank you so much to them for sponsoring the NBA Slate Starter podcast. I just realized tomorrow is 2/2/22.
Do you also know what we're doing tomorrow?
No.
I believe we're on the deeper dive together tomorrow.
Prime time NBA Slate Starter viewing. That's what's up. You know what's also beautiful about that? I can be by my computer and play some volume because I don't have to be on live before lock. Woo! I'm excited. Oh, did that officially come through? We're good to go on that?
I believe so. Yeah, I'm in for Wednesday and I believe Thursday. So if you guys enjoy this Slate Starter, you might be able to see us later this week on the Awesemo Deeper Dive Show.
Hit that like button for that, because that I approve of that message. It's my Bill Clinton. It's not very good, but it's great. Could you tell who I was doing without me saying?
Bill Clinton.
Okay, I did say Bill Clinton, but yes, I was doing Bill Clinton, and hopefully it wasn't completely dog shit. I've been dealing with a lot of dog shit. Literally, LeBron James, 11K. He's going to be doubtful and not going to play. But Jason Tatum is 10-6. This guy's starting to play some basketball. Now, he was very efficient against Miami. They blew them out of the gym, so I'm kind of just blowing past that. But not playing in the fourth quarter and putting up 20 and 12, that seems really nice from Jason Tatum. So 44.5, don't read too much into that. In a Charlotte game that should move, because Charlotte always moves when they play basketball. I think Jason Tatum, 10-6. I might get to some. I haven't been saying that a whole lot on many slates. Julius Randle's 9K there. Jaylen Brown, a lot of coach speak about him maybe being there, maybe not. Maybe they move him, maybe they don't. I don't really know. All I know is that he's definitely in play in that same matchup. Miles Bridges, 8,400. You're paying for that ceiling. We know what that ceiling can be. I've got to watch the roster ship, see what that's going to land at. But once again, I gave it to you yesterday. Kyle Kuzma. Just roster Kyle Kuzma, 7,500. He's going to smash again. Roster Kyle Kuzma. Talk to me about the forward spot on DraftKings, Ryan.
Yeah, look at the forward spot on DraftKings. I mean, as long as there's no Bradley Beal and as long as Kuzma's priced like that, tough not to love him. But other guys priced around him, I mean, I do prefer saving the $1,900 from Tatum to Brown, but I have no issues actually going to Jason Tatum. He's going to be super low owned if you're looking for a stud that can get you there. Kind of like the DeMar DeRozan type of play today, where DeRozan just pops off for 60, and Tatum has that in his bag. Looking a little bit down, price around Kuzma, you do get an Evan Mobley, $7,400. Kevin Love is all the way up at 7K. That seems too expensive now, but he's earned every little bit of it. Tobias Harris, $8,300. Priced appropriately with Embiid back. It's something that I think I would just shy away from. I'd rather spend a little bit lower to guys like Wendell Carter Jr. against Indiana. Everyone eats against Indy. Isaiah Jackson on the other side doesn't seem too bad. He's a talented player and showed that he can, if he stays out of foul trouble, keyword foul trouble, he definitely likes to hack. He does have the case of the Marquise Chris's. So keep an eye on that situation at 7,400. Now, if you want to spend down a little bit, ironically, I said Marquise Chris. Marquise Chris is the flat 3K. He's been playing quite a bit of minutes of late. I know if you're looking for a 3K play of the day, he might be it, but I think it doesn't seem all that necessary. A lot of moving parts around him. There's a bunch of guys that you can sprinkle sub 4K. There's a Chimezie Metu, a Kenrich Williams, Stanley Johnson's there. Jeremy Lamb, I like at 3,900. Was disappointing the other night, but he's another guy you can take some chances on. Isaac Okoro will have one of those games maybe, and why not against Houston at 4K? It's a get right spot, get yourself going. It was kind of a funky starting lineup they rolled out last night. So last time we saw Brandon Goodwin get the start with no Garland. So keep an eye on that situation. Goodwin's okay. If we have to play him, we can go to him, but that's in the guard spot. Corey Kispert didn't pan out today, I don't think, but he's going to have a game where he just comes off the bench and just pops off, I think. Really good shooter out of Gonzaga, if you guys don't follow college basketball, but was a really good shooter. And if Kelly O goes, no issues.
Yeah, he lost some draft stock. I mean, I would say this happened with Franz Wagner, too. Both of them in college basketball, for anybody paying attention. Both of them, I think, took a little bit of a hit to their draft stock because of the NCAA tournament. Like Franz Wagner, I thought was going to be like a top 5 pick. What did he end up going in the draft? You would know.
He went 8 to Indiana.
8. He dropped a little bit further and then obviously got traded, right? Franz Wagner?
He never got traded.
Oh, Franz Wagner? Franz Wagner plays for Orlando.
Yeah, he never got traded.
Oh, but you said he got drafted by Indiana?
No, I said he got drafted by Magic at 8.
Oh, Magic at 8. Thank you. I didn't hear that correctly. And then Kispert was a guy who just had in a brutal. Suggs had a brutal championship game there too. They had that thriller in the semis and then fell flat against Baylor. No doubt about it. But this is not a college basketball thing, even though I want to talk it. And Iowa State, God, why do I care so much about this? But it's just like Kansas just came in. It was never close. They didn't really put up a fight. It ended up being a 9-point game, whatever else. I couldn't even watch the end of it because I was so upset. Let's keep going. I really have nothing else to add. I do like the shout out 3K of a guy like a super high fantasy point per minute Marquise Chris. He's 3K over on DK. He's 5K on FanDuel. So logic tells me he's play him on DK and don't play him on FanDuel. But, Porzingis out, Tim Hardaway Jr. out, Sterling Brown out. There are some minutes available, even though Kleba, Finney-Smith, those are the guys who are going to play most of them. Reggie Bullock now as well. Played 31 minutes against Orlando, but there's chance if Chris can just keep it going, play 19, 22 minutes and put up 33. That's something he can do. Continuing on to FanDuel, we go top end. We got LeBron. He's doubtful. I don't know why I keep saying his name. James Harden, small forward eligible there at 10-5. We're looking at a 9,800 Jason Tatum. That's appealing. 8,400 Jaylen Brown, also appealing. Anthony Davis, 9,600. I'm very curious to hear your take about him at power forward here. Christian Wood, 8,500. Kyle Kuzma, 8,200. That's still playable. Tobias Harris, 8,100. That's still playable. Karis LeVert, 7,600. God have mercy on my soul. I don't want to roster him ever again my entire life. That's really all I got for you. I want to hear Anthony Davis talk, though, from Ryan, the Anthony Davis whisperer.
I don't know if I'm a whisperer or anything with Anthony
You played
Davis.
him at 7% on DK on like a 2-game slate, and people are silly. People are silly, and you are not. And you had tons of Anthony Davis because you're a top 10 player in the world. Why don't you talk to me about him?
I am no longer a top 10 player in the world. So fact check there. Yeah.
What happened?
I mean, things happen.
You're top 15.
You get washed up,
Are you top 15?
I think so.
So then settle down. Keep going.
But looking at the guys who have small forward, power forward eligibility on FanDuel, I love Anthony Davis. Portland spot. Sign me up for Anthony Davis. I think he should go. If he comes in the low own, so be it. Give me all the AD if I can. Guys priced around him. I mean, obviously, James Harden, we touched on 10-5. Fine to go to power forward spot with him. No issues going to him. Spending down a little bit is a 7,600 LeVert. I don't mind going to him. I know he's just taking a bunch of shots, and that's what you want at those type of price tags. He's taking a ton of shots. The amount of shot volume is getting up. He should be priced $1,000 more. So I think it's still a buy low opportunity for Karis LeVert. In the next range of guys, there is a Jaylen Brown, Christian Woods around there. Julius Randle. When will we see All-Star Julius Randle again? I'm not sure. In the Memphis spot, Randle can give you a low-owned spike upside game. He has 50-point upside, and that's when you want to take your chances on a guy's low-owned and has 50-point upside. He's priced around Kyle Kuzma, so it makes a pivot off of Kuz at that price tag. And I think Kuzma is going to be pretty popular yet again. He just continues to roll with no Beal. Spending a little bit lower. Jared Allen in a Houston matchup. No one should really slow him down. He should be on his way to a 15-15 game potential. Few blocks. Exceptional FanDuel scoring for Jared Allen as well. I do want to avoid. There'll be ownership on random guys in the mid tier, guys like. I don't. The Montrezl Harrell experience. He played a lot towards the end today. I don't know what to do with him tomorrow. I'm gonna have to see what the ownership comes in at. But if you want to spend down a little bit, I think Chetty Osman seems like a trap play to me. I know it's a Houston matchup, but I'd rather. Oh God, the fours. There's also Dorian Finney-Smith. They're both like super risky plays. I do think all the way down, guys like Mo Harkless, Kenrich Williams, Alfred and Şengün, 3,700. I don't mind sprinkling some of Şengün in just because of the upside. There's actually this position's kind of loaded. Small forward, power forward, just thinking through plays. A lot of guys you can pinpoint being like, that guy's 30-point upside at sub 4,500, and you'll be like, okay, you can give me that, and if you have him, things can definitely work out. So position's kind of loaded, but I do think a lot of ownership will go to guys like Evan Mobley and the Cleveland guys in that Houston matchup for sure.
Yeah, Cleveland. I'm looking at Point Chetty round 2. That'll be fun. That'll be really fun. Dean Wade. I don't want to play Dean Wade. I will take shots with Isaac Okoro because he can play big minutes. But every time I look at Dean Wade, I'm like, I'm rostering who? Like, why am I doing this to myself? Chetty Osman. I'll play Point Chetty. That I can get behind. One other disturbing Eric play of the day might be Garrison Matthews, although those minutes should be fewer and fewer now that you get the likes of Kevin Porter Jr. back. So maybe not something to get nuts with, but feels like somebody you can always kind of plug and play at different times. And I don't understand how to even like gauge Lamar Stevens at times, but he's 4,100. So maybe all of those guys. Houston's god awful at basketball. Oh, Lou Dort. He's going to probably be popular anyway. Let's go to forward over on Yahoo. We're going to Jason Tatum, $41. Your most expensive forward. So a punt by default position. That's fun. As I'm looking through a lot of these plays, I mean, Evan Mobley, I will say he has yet to really come to fruition here. I'll see what that rostership looks like, but he hasn't put up over 40 points, 40 fantasy points since January 7th, and he's played a lot of basketball since then. So maybe people are getting frustrated. There hasn't been a ceiling. I'm not one of those people. I haven't been really crazy there on some of these slates where he's been 25, 30% rostered, but I think I can get to him there at a low-owned number, $30. I doubt he's popular on Yahoo whatsoever, so that could be fun. I mean, you have some cheapies down here. Marquise Chris is $12, but probably could even do a little bit better than that just by going a little bit more expensive. Dorian Finney-Smith at $17. Carmelo Anthony, $18. I mean, I don't know. He played, 35 minutes there against Charlotte. I don't know what those minutes are going to look like. I don't know how this rotation is really going to pan out. Anthony Davis back, obviously, that is the guy I'm pinpointing in that offense, no doubt about it. But what sticks out to you on on Yahoo, our sponsor Yahoo at forward?
Yeah, so the guy we haven't mentioned who's a solid play across the board is probably Isaiah Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Just the most popular play on the board, more than likely. Just that guy.
$18 on Yahoo. I think he's definitely in play, but people will spend it for Qs. That makes a lot of sense. Jason Tatum, 41. He's kind of cheap at $41, I think. I think the upside against Charlotte should be on the table for a guy like Tatum. But I think people might go for the balance build. Guys like Wendell Carter, Norm Powell. These guys all are solid, rock solid plays. I have no issues going to them. Now, if you want to spend down in the forward spot, I have no issues. Guys like Jeremy Lamb, Torrey Craig, Justin Holiday, one of those Indiana guys, trio is pretty fine. Chetty Osman, another guy, $12. I have no issues going to any of those guys. If you want to spend down in one of those forward spots, you have a guy who I might be popular again, and I'll be staying away, Stan Johnson. So that's one guy I think I'll be avoiding, definitely. But things can pan out. And you mentioned Carmelo Anthony. It could work out, but if Anthony Davis is going to go full go, that's when I think I'd shy away. The ball should touch AD on every play. If the Lakers actually do that, probably not. Will Russ let that happen? He probably should, probably won't, but you know how that goes.
But you're going to roster Russ anyway.
And I'm going to roster AD anyway, so you know.
Center on DraftKings. Let's round this out. Nikola Jokic, you're the best. Joel Embiid, 12K. So you got those two back, holding hands on a slate like the old times. Nikola Jokic, again, back-to-back. They just got murdered absolutely murdered by the Minnesota Timberwolves, because why wouldn't they? I'm going right back to the well with Jokic. No Gobert out there. That's going to be fun for Nikola Jokic. Joel Embiid, 12K we're looking at against Washington. I mean, both of those guys are just my favorite plays on the slate for raw points. I don't think it's close. Yeah, I'm probably looking at that as my favorite. But you do have some studs. Jokic, Embiid, Doncic, Harden, all of them in fantastic matchups with no Gobert out there, especially for Nikola Jokic. But then it gets interesting. We got Anthony Davis 10-2. Probably going to be your favorite play at the position because I'm a mind reader like that. Christian Wood, 8,900. He's elevated now with a couple of good games. But one piece of news that, obviously is going to be something we really, really need to pay attention to. Hassan Whiteside is questionable for this game. And in the event that he doesn't play, we've seen this now a couple times. I don't know what in God's green earth they're going to do to contain Jokic, but my guess is you have to play. Like, I don't think you have a choice, but you have to play Norvel Pell or Azubuike because there's just no way you can play small against Jokic. I don't believe that that's something that you can do. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't see it being an Eric Pascal or a Royce O'Neal spot or a Rudy Gay spot or a Bogdanovich playing the 5 spot. You need a big down there, don't you?
You do. You're going to need a big against Nikola Jokic, otherwise he's just going to eat. But that's going to make things a little bit interesting. Just looking all the way down here, I don't know if Anthony Davis will be my favorite play at the center spot. I will have a lot of interest in going to him. I think Thomas Bryant get hurt today. So that's going to pique my interest in guys like Harrell and Dan Gafford now. 3,100 and 4,400. I have no issues going to one of them tomorrow's slate. I know it's a tough Philly matchup and you're going to deal with the process in Joel Embiid, but I think it's fine to go there. I just think the minutes might be more safe, and if they each play 24 and or one plays 18, one plays a little bit more than that, because they're going to have to throw bodies at Embiid. I mean, they just have to. So I don't have issues going to one of those guys if no Tom Bryant. But spending up a little bit more, Isaiah Jackson's going to be popular, power forward center, multi-position eligibility. The minutes should be there, barring foul trouble. 5,400 just makes too much sense not to go to Isaiah Jackson. He seems like a solid play if he stays out of foul trouble. Going up a little bit more, Ivan Mobley, 7,400. Wendell Carter Jr., 6,200. I like Carter Jr.'s price tag quite a bit. Played well today, Indy matchup, so we touched on him. Center only in Nurkic is fine. I think 8K will be low owned. He can definitely put up a solid performance against this Lakers team, as they have not been good as their defense has not been as good as a couple years ago.
Definitely agreed. I mean, Rui Hachimura, I don't know if I want to do that. I can't do that, right? We can't do that. Montrezl Harrell season, 4,400.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, let's do that. That seems way more fun. Let's head over to center on FanDuel. Jokic 11-4, Joel Embiid 10-9. Again, there's not enough of a difference there. I'm going to prefer Jokic, although Joel Embiid, massive ceiling. I'm not arguing that. Thank God you can play Anthony Davis at power forward. Thank God you can play Christian Wood or Julius Randle at power forward. Jaren Jackson Jr. is up to 8K because he gets 48,000 blocks per game. That's fun. Nurkic, 7,600. I would like that very much against this Lakers front court. I think there's still a ceiling there, and he will be low owned. But once again, paying attention to Utah, I don't know if on a one center site I want to be going to like an Azubuike or doing something like that. But again, I'm just throwing it out there because I have no idea what they're going to possibly do other than just lose and Jokic score 100 fantasy points in a spot where he just got done losing by 30 against Minnesota. Don't think he's going to be very happy. Maybe they even rest Jokic. I don't know, because he was questionable coming into today with the toe deal. That's why I'm saying that. But Jokic otherwise is going to murder Utah. Absolutely murder them. Talk to me about center on FanDuel.
Yeah, 11-4 Jokic is like $2,000 too cheap, honestly. So he's great. And Joel Embiid has been right on par with him over the past couple weeks. So both those guys spend up. The opportunity cost at center is very high. Something I didn't touch on. In DraftKings side of things, the opportunity cost is high. But if you do want to spend down, Montrezl Harrell sticks out to me. No issues to take some chances on a guy like him. But tough for me to go there in confidence when I'm going to have to consider guys like missing out on guys like Embiid or Jokic, where there should be some value to open up throughout the day with a number of games on, number of back-to-backs potentially. Now, in the mid-tier, Wendell Carter Jr. is fine, 6,700. Upside guys like Rob Williams is okay, nothing great, but I just think on FanDuel, when you get one center, it seems nice to just spend up to a guy like Embiid and Jokic and potentially get 60 to 75 fantasy points, it seems like, and just kind of put a nice foundation there. Don't get me wrong, but I think guys like Mobley are fine to go to, but I just think the upside between those two guys are so much higher than anyone in the mid-tier, it feels like.
Yeah, and you talked about it already where you have some cheap options at forward. We have some guards. We can kind of go all over the place there, depending on which site you're looking at. FanDuel, I will say it's harder to look at punts at guard and feel good about it just from what we had looked at before. If you guys noticed, we didn't talk about any because I didn't really see any outside of like a 4,400 Cody Martin. But with Kelly Oubre back, that's even less intriguing for me, just more of a punt play. There's just not a lot down there. And so punt it forward, pay up at center, and then kind of scatter amongst all of those really good guard plays that are a little too cheap. Russell Westbrook, 8,500 is a joke. I mean, that's just kind of what it is over on FanDuel too. Might have to actually roster him. I'm talking myself into it. I got nothing to add there. It's a lot of Jokic, a lot of Embiid for me. And then, maybe, God, I don't want to roster Azubuike on FanDuel. That'd be the dumbest thing ever. Let's go to Yahoo. Nikola Jokic, 57 and Embiid, 53. Same conundrum, same situation. Still preferring Jokic, but going to probably roster some of both. Andre Drummond is $30. Well done by them just to price him up. God, I just love Yahoo for that. I know it's not going to matter, and he's going to be 0% owned. It should be on this slate, but another shout out to them for pricing up Drummond just in case for all these Embiid ruled out situations. Love them for it. Looking at the rest of the grouping, though, Hassan Whiteside has that game time decision thing. I think he'll have to play a ton in the event that he's going to be out there, 30 plus minutes of him, a pretty good fantasy point per minute guy. I think I'd still have some interest in rostering him, even in a tough Jokic matchup. Looking at Mo Bamba at $17, that's always something that seems viable to do, even in mid-low 20s minutes. Apparently he can make threes now, so that's cool. But Montrezl Harrell, $15. Probably my favorite guy to look at punting at center, although it's something I don't want to do very often. Round it out for me, Ryan. Well, who are your favorite center plays on Yahoo?
Yeah, looking at our sponsor over there, Yahoo always does a interesting job with center pricing where it's always nice to get in two guys who are solid. It's going to be tough to get both of those studs in, but man, if you find a lineup with all those $10 plays that we've rattled off, I wouldn't fault you to go there, but I like the mid-tier as well. Jared Allen is only 28. I think he's pretty solid. Christian Wood's only 29. Now, if you want to go to the next tier, guys, we got a Rashawn Holmes in Brooklyn. Montrezl Harrell's 15. Touched on the potential minutes of being anywhere between 20 and 30, but Harrell can definitely ball out in those minutes. Outside of that, I mean, no real exciting reason to spend all the way down. I just think you're going to miss out on a lot. Dan Gafford's the only one who had go take your chance at $10, but still, his minutes are going to be all over the place. It's going to be tough against Embiid to really shine, but $10 is $10. The opportunity cost at center is high. I do think it's a priority to spend up a little bit here.
Yep, I'm with you, my friend. Ryan, you were pushing P the whole time, my friend. There's no doubt about it. One of the top 15 players in the world. You got to listen to that analysis whenever you get a chance. Always fun. See you tomorrow, Wednesday afternoon. Looking forward to a deeper dive. Be there, be square, or be a triangle. I don't really care. That'll all rhyme. Ryan, any final words for the people?
No, thanks so much for tuning in. 5 stars would be great wherever you do listen to us. But more importantly, sign up for Yahoo, and we will catch you on a special edition of the Wednesday Deeper Dive.
He's Ryan. He's pushing P. I'm Eric. I'm cleaning up P because I have a new dog. We'll see you guys later.